Hello.
Oh. Hi, I'm sorry. Let's just looking for a pencil. Oh.
A pencil.
Yeah. Thanks.
So?
Carol said I'm supposed to train with you.
Weren't you with Marge this morning?
Yeah, but, Marge is gone for the day, and Carol says I should train with you.
Why?
Well, she says you can teach me some things Marge can't.
Finesse.
What?
Finesse. She said I could teach you finesse.
I think so.
You think so? She always says that.
Yeah, but, she also said,
You shouldn't tell me that.
yeah, sorta.
It's okay. She doesn't want to inflate my ego.
I don't know. How long have you been working here?
Well, I've only been here about 5 years, but I've been collecting for 23 years now. I started out hot rodding, then I went to Derby and Company, a more legit agency. Worked there for a long time, and then they got shut down.
Hot rodding? What's that?
Cars. You don't make your car payment, somebody's got to go get the car. Anywho, so what do you think this job involves?
Collecting money, I guess.
Try again.
Credit cards, loans, payments?
Steve Reich, to think.
I guess I don't know, then.
Information.
Info...
You'll figure it out. Anyway, Walter McMillan, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Hi.
So, what's your name?
Well, Ernie.
You got a last name, Ernie?
Caldwell?
All right. You married, Ernie?
Yeah.
Long time?
Almost a year now?
A year? Gee, you're practically still on your honeymoon. You and the missus working on that baby yet?
Oh, no, not yet.
Still living in an apartment. Not enough room. Wait until you get that charming little house with the nice yard and the white picket fence.
Well, I don't know about the white picket fence, but yes. But we can't afford it yet. We bought a new Camry last year, and we're still buried in the payments.
You ever thought about building one? A house, I mean?
Well, yeah, eventually.
Whereabouts?
We like Orchard Park.
Nice. Nice neighborhood, especially to raise a kid. That where you live now?
No. We live on the south side.
Nice place?
Well, we're fixing it up.
Shouldn't a landlord take care of that? I mean, isn't that his responsibility?
Well, the place is fine, but, you know, he lets us do whatever we want with the place. So he just let us paint it and put in a new air conditioner.
Nice guy. You know, my sister was looking for a nice apartment. What's his name, the landlord?
George Renfrew at the South Crest Apartments. What? See that? What?
What I just did.
Huh?
I just pumped you for information, my young friend, and you didn't even know it. That's what it's all about. Do you have a credit card?
Yeah.
You have one with this bank?
Yeah.
Well, see, now if you were having trouble making your payments, I'd go easy on you. Do you want to know why, Ernie? Recently married. You've got no kids. You're making car payments. You don't have a lot of money. Otherwise, you'd have already gone for the house instead of living in an apartment on the south side, which is a shitty area. No offense, Ernie, but it is shitty. So I deduce from what you just told me that you're just getting on your feet. A call or two now, and you'll pay your bills on time for the rest of your life. And if you don't return my phone calls, all I gotta do is call Mr. Renfrew and...
Wow.
Now, you're gonna have to get information like that, kid. Now, they'll probably start you on 45 days account, which means a lot of first-time lates. You gotta get the info quick and then make the decision on whether to go easy or rough.
I get it.
Try it.
What?
Try and get the same dope out of me.
Okay. Hi, I'm Ernie Caldwell.
Hello.
What's your name?
Walter?
Walter.
McMillan?
Married, Walter?
Divorced, you?
I'm married, but
Great, you are married, huh? What's her name?
Edie? But no, wait. So where are you staying nowadays?
No. You sound like you're pumping me. The next question should be, how long have you been divorced?
Okay. So how long have you been divorced?
About a year and a half.
Do you still see her?
The guy's been divorced for a year and a half. He doesn't want to talk about his ex. He wants to tell you how the bitch took him. You go with a friend, even if you don't have one.
Okay, I got it. Okay. So listen. I had this friend, got divorced also not too long ago. She took him for everything he had. How'd you do, Walter?
How'd I do? Like shit. She got the house, the kids, the car. You should see my alimony payments. It's a wonder I can eat anything but fish tacos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's terrible. She got the house, huh? So, where are you staying nowadays?
Good transition.
Nice.
Enough of this shit. You'll get the hang of it. Now, you're gonna be making the first call, so you gotta get the basic info. You know how to log on?
I have an idea about the commands for the screen, and I know about the PSP books and all.
You make any calls yet?
Yeah, one.
How'd it go?
He wasn't home.
Work?
Didn't have the number. Someone, I think his wife, said he'd get back to me.
Uh-huh. Well, you ain't making any of my calls. I got 6 guys left in the cycle and 3 days left to get them.
What happens in 3 days?
Cycle turns. I lose them. They go to Barney. Now, I didn't get to be collector of the month 3 months in a row by letting 6 guys in at the turn. Now, I figure I can get 2 more, maybe 3. What cycle is Marge?
30 to 60 days.
You've hit the big time, my boy. You're about to watch a 90 to 120-day collector in action. Now, these guys are tough. They got by Palladino back there, and he's a son of a bitch on the phone.
Don't you fucking hang up.
He certainly is loud.
Sometimes loud works. Let's see who's first. John Stanwood. Wife, kids, property. Gotta look for property, kid. It's great to attach it. There's a lot of money in real estate. You gotta hit them where they live. Yeah, hello, is John there? Oh, on the road again. Well, I'm not sure that he remembers me, but this is Richard from the poker game, and since we got a new place, I just wanted to let him know, before we found some... Oh, just coming in the door. Hello, John? Yeah, this is Walter McMillan from Metrobank. Poker? I don't know anything about poker. I'm calling about your Visa bill. Your current balance is $5,284 with a minimum due of $385.65. Can you get that out to me today, John? We needed it 2 months ago, John. Well, your credit rating's already in the toilet. Oh, come on, John. You just put a down payment on a new refrigerator at Sears just 2 weeks ago. We wouldn't invade your privacy if you paid your bills. Well, you just keep in mind that if you go past 120 days, your little girl can kiss college goodbye. Oh, what, you didn't know? Oh, there's no financial aid of any kind available for people who have a history of defaulting on their loans. I don't care if she's only 6. We'll remember. Harassment? Oh, go ahead, John. Judges aren't very sympathetic to people who owe over $5,000 and refuse to pay. Those types of people aren't exactly considered pillars of the community. And speaking of which, I notice on your card there are several charges from a local motel. Were you redoing your hardwood floors at home, John? No, I didn't think so. Oh, you're absolutely right, John. It might not be any of my business, but it might be your wife's if she were to find out. It might send her back to, that little problem she had a couple months back. John, a woman doesn't check into a hospital for detox over nothing. Look, we can take care of all this very quickly. Just send me $385.65, preferably a money order, and I need it first thing in the morning. Why don't you FedEx it? Okay, I'll be looking for it. Have a great day, John. Finesse.
Wow. Did you make all that stuff up? I mean, you can't possibly know all that.
It's all true.
But how do you even know he plays poker, or that his wife was in a detox center, or the refrigerator?
It's all on the screen. Look. Now, come here and look. Now, I called a guy last Friday. His wife, who was totally sober, answered, said he wasn't home. It was his poker night. So I make a note, says poker. Next time I call, I remember that this guy plays poker.
But you can't know that for sure. I mean, she could just be covering for him.
So I roll the dice. Now, she could have said something like he was not home, he's in the shower, something vague like that. But she said poker. Now, poker, my young friend, is very specific. And what's the worst that could happen? He doesn't come to the phone, I call again tomorrow and try something different.
In the refrigerator?
I do have a friend that works at Sears, Charlie Myers. I help him out, he helps me out.
But the hospital and
It's all on the statements. Now, there. $12.99 every other day at Farnham's Liquors. Now, you go back a little more, and it builds up. First once a week, then twice, and then by January, she's up to every other day. Now, think about it. $12.99, what does that sound like to you?
a bottle.
Yeah, gin, scotch, but most likely vodka because it doesn't smell so much. The point is, she's a fucking alcoholic.
How do you know it wasn't him?
Half hour downstairs in the files. They got all the receipts. She signed them all. Then 2 months ago, the charges just stopped. So, you go back to the notes. Child answered, said daddy at hospital visiting mommy. Kids are great. I love them, man. They tell you anything.
But
You make good notes. You read them. You put two and two together. Pretty soon you got the guy's whole life story. Might not make sense at the time, but pretty soon it's all gonna click. Couple of months you get the hang of it.
wow. What would we do without computers?
Same as before, pencil and paper. Hell of a lot of shit to remember, though. Years ago, we didn't have as many deadbeats. People paid their bills. Used to be I had 5, maybe 6 guys to work on all month. Now I get 30 or 40. Nowadays, they got all kinds of laws and shit protecting everybody.
But what you're doing here is legal, right?
Legal? Oh, you mean as in legal? You know what we can do according to the law? We can call somebody up, remind them how much they owe and how late they are, and ask them politely, when you gonna pay? You know what you collect like that? You collect shit. Ernie, you work your 40 hours and you take home what, maybe $200 after taxes? But I collect $2,000 in 1 month, and I maybe get a $200 bonus the next week. You know what you get for being collector of the month? $2,000. $2,000, your name on a little plaque in Carol's office, and a bitchin' parking space.
What if you get in trouble?
These assholes aren't gonna tell anybody what you do to them. They expect a collector to treat them like shit. I mean, they're the ones that ran up these bills. We didn't ask them to use those cards. They break the rules, we come down hard on them.
Jesus.
Ernie, you think the cops don't break the law? You think it's all like fucking Dragnet? Just the facts, ma'am. No. You ever notice what they do when they want to catch a speeder, Ernie? They speed. We're no different. Here, look here. Estelle Johnson. Now, this bitch gets a credit card, then goes out on a shopping spree. Comes time to pay the bill, she tears it up and never heard of it. Now, according to her, she's been in the hospital 5 times in the last year. She's been in 2 car accidents. She's had hepatitis, syphilis.
What if she did?
What if my grandmother had wheels, Ernie? She'd be a fucking bicycle. Never, never take their word for anything. She says she was in City Hospital. They never heard of her. The cops have no record of any accident, where and when she said they happened. Hello, Stella. Yes, hi, this is Walter McMillan from Metrobank. Yes, Stella, I got your letter, and I understand that you never heard of us. But, Stella, the signature on your letter matches the signature on all your receipts. Now, just on the basis of this letter alone, we could have you charged with fraud. That's right, fraud, and that involves a very long prison sentence. Well, you should have thought about that before you used the card. I tell you what, You just admit to me that this is your card and that you signed the receipts, and I swear to you I'll tear up this letter right here, right now. Oh, so it is your card. Thank you. Yes, I'm tearing it up. Here it goes. I'm ripping it up right now, Stella. There it goes. Hear that? Now, what I need from you is $203 on my desk tomorrow morning. Oh, look, $203 is not that much money. Why don't you ask Malcolm for it? Yeah, he's already given you a bunch of other stuff, the fur coat, the TV. He's not giving them to his wife. Jesus Christ, Stella. He could pay off your whole balance if you asked him to. If not Malcolm, what about Roger? Look, Stella, you got no paycheck, so I can't take that. You got no house, no car, so what does that leave me for incentive? I'm gonna have to start calling some wives here, and believe me, I'll do it, and all because you won't pay me $203. She hung up. You believe that?
How did you find out about all that? With these men, their names, the fact that they're married, that's not on any credit records.
Little legwork goes a long way. You don't have any information on a client, you go around to where they live. You see a lot of men coming and going. Makes you wonder, huh? So you follow one of them. You see they got a nice little house with a nice little wifey at the door. You look up who lives there. You make a couple of calls.
But you're wrecking families.
Don't be naive, Ernie. The families were already wrecked. I'm just a friend on the phone. Ain't my fault she doesn't pay her bills.
Seems like an awful lot of work for $200.
Let's say you do let these delinquents slide. Pretty soon word gets out that you can charge $500 or less and they'll leave you alone. So everybody charges $4.99 and doesn't pay. Now don't forget, Ernie, that when you let a monkey climb a tree, the higher up he goes, the more of his ass you're gonna see. Pretty soon the bank's out millions, the economy collapses, the world falls into shit, all because you couldn't do a little legwork.
Do you get time during the day to go out and follow people?
Nah, you gotta do that on your own. Don't you let Carol know about it either.
Carol doesn't like it?
Nah, it's against company policy or some shit. First time I told her I did it, she got all pissed off. You know, the bitch hasn't collected a dime in 10 years. I mean, damned if you do and damned if you don't. She yells at you if you do more than expected. She yells at you if you don't make your quota.
Do you know why legwork is against policy?
Oh, they're just afraid some over-enthusiastic bastard's gonna go out and break somebody's knees, that's all.
But you are aware that you're breaking company policy.
Trust me, you'll get over it.
That's it. Ernest Caldwell, First Metro Bank Security. You're hereby notified that we're placing you under corporate suspension. You can have your pencil back.
What the hell are you talking about?
I have evidence that you knowingly violated company policy as well as federal laws 2406 and 3221. Telephone fraud, harassment, and invasion of privacy. You'll get a corporate hearing, just like a trial, with the board members hearing your case. If you cannot afford counsel, Metro Bank will provide you with one.
What the fuck? You're a cop?
I have enough evidence.
What evidence? You set me up. You little bastard. I spent all afternoon teaching you the ropes like a son, and you set me up?
What you are doing here is illegal. Now, as a service to our employees, we have an agreement with the FCC and the FBI. We do our own internal investigations. Saves the bank from embarrassing prosecutions, saves you a possible prison sentence. Now, I know you got most of your customers, but you did it illegally. We should have eradicated all those old ways when you were hired and trained. Now, your record with the company will be taken into consideration. I'd say you'll get a transfer.
A transfer? Where?
Probably down to customer service. I'm placing you under suspension until your hearing. Let's go down to security so I can register this.
Wait a minute. Listen, what am I supposed to do? I do what it takes to do my job for this company. Now, I don't get it.
What's to get?
I mean, the company wants you to get the money, but you can't get the money without the information. You can't get the information without breaking company policy. And then you do get the money, and some asshole like you comes along and bang, zoom, you're fucked working in customer service.
Well, good news for you, Ralph Cramden. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Forget it. I'd sooner quit.
Well, feel free. You're pushing 50. You've been nickel and diming it for years now. You worked for a flea bag collection agency before us, and without our recommendation, you'll go straight to another small-time outfit. With us, You got health benefits, you're making more than you ever made in your life, and you got a nice pension plan waiting for you. Now, between you and me, you'd have to be a true and total stupid motherfucking asshole to throw all that out the window. But the company'd be more than happy to cut you loose. Maybe you can even get a job hot rodding again.
Fuck you.
See? That's the kind of attitude the company is trying to discourage. But we do like to keep our employees happy, and that is why we are offering you this sweet little customer service job. You can think of it as a fuck you back.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't suppose there's anything I could offer you to persuade you to give me that recording.
Like what, Walter?
I could raise your credit limit. I could do it every 3 months. You'd be up to 10 grand within a year.
No.
Well, what do you want? Look, I don't have much money, but I could raise a couple of grand. Busts. That little phone cop brain of yours wants bust. You want to be the best goddamn phone cop on the floor. What do they got? Phone cop of the month?
Agent of the month.
Okay. You got it. What do you want?
I want two. Two for you.
Okay. You got it. Check out Palladino back there. I taught him everything he knows. Don't try this routine with him. He hates teaching greenhorns.
Who else?
Barney. Put a bug on his phone and you got him.
Good. We'll look into them tomorrow. Now let's go.
Where?
Down to security. I have to get this registered.
Hold it. Hold it. I thought we had a deal. Barney and Palladino for me.
Barney, Palladino, and you. You don't get to be agent of the month the last 3 months by letting people go.
You lying sack of shit. Hey, you don't even have a word. You're not fit to lick the pimple on a collector's ass. You're worse than a fucking used car salesman. You're worse than a fucking used car salesman, fucking...
Listen to me, asshole. I've been listening to your shit all day. You tell people good old Derby and Company got shut down.
That's right.
Bullshit. Derby and Company is still wheezing along without you. You quit. You lost your nerve. And what happened, Walter? Somebody pull a gun on you, held it to your head while you shit your pants, and then you came here so you could collect on the phone. And what do you have to show for it? Nothing in your pocket, and a wife who walked out on you 'cause she never saw you.
What?
Wives don't like this shit. People just don't understand the legwork.
People. People like a certain little wifey named Edie? I guess your stupid bank dick job is not so different from mine.
What I do is totally different from the shit you pull.
Well, now you're lying to the both of us.
Unlike you, I'm not gonna do this the rest of my life.
Yeah, just a couple years of this shit job, right? You know, there was a time I sounded just like you.
Believe me, this is just temporary.
Oh, I see. Is Edie putting the pressure on you? 'Cause that's the feeling I'm picking up from you, Ernie. Does she think you're spending too much time out of the house? Maybe you're banging some broad on the side?
Mind your own business.
You are living out of your car, following some sleaze bag, eating in whatever grease pit you can find, and she doesn't quite
At least
believe
I
it.
still have a wife. At least I have somewhere to go besides O'Keefe's.
What?
O'Keefe's? That's right. That little rat's nest with a liquor license. It might just as well be down the street from some deadbeat, only it's down the street from you. Every night, a bottle of Johnny Black in your own private booth. And they like you there, you know. Quiet drunk. He cries a little sometimes, no one seems to know why, but always leaves under his own steam. You are pathetic, Walter.
You followed me.
Little legwork goes a long way, Walter.
Now, if you'll just do a little of your own, follow me down to security, we can wrap this up.
Fine. Just let me log off.
Go ahead.
gets pissy sometimes if you try to log off in the wrong mode. There.
Let's go. Come on.
I think I want to talk to my lawyer.
You can do that when we get over there.
No, I'm not going anywhere until I talk to my lawyer. I'm not going to sign anything or do anything without talking to him first.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, Mike? Yeah, this is Walt over at Metro. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Listen, I need a favor. I'm here with a guy named Ernie Caldwell, works for Metro Security. Will you check him out? Really? Late's twice? Do me a favor, call it. Yeah, I know it's not enough, but I got 2 Pacers-Lakers tickets as it is. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
What the hell was that?
You know that car loan you took out just last year, the Camry? I just got a friend of mine to call it. You know what that means? First of next month, your little rice burner's gonna be repossessed unless you pay the balance in full before that. Got an extra $9 grand lying around, Ernie?
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna recommend they put you in telemarketing. You're gonna spend the next 20 years rotting away in a little tiny booth. How do you like that? Now let's go.
Oh, I like it fine. And by the way, Ernie,
What?
just wanted to let you know, before my lawyer phone call, I sent out a demand for balance on your credit card. You know, you shouldn't have bought that air conditioner and hired those carpet contractors to work in that shitty apartment of yours. I mean, with what you make and all, you owe us over $6,000. You think you may get an extra $15,000 this month, Ernie? You know, I hope that bonus for Agent of the Month's a big one, because you're gonna need it.
You change it. Change it back.
You want me to? Because now that you mention it, I do have until 5 o'clock to take it back.
What do you want from me? I'm just doing my job.
I've been doing mine for some 20 years. I tell you what, give me that recording, and we'll call it even.
No.
Ernie, you know you've got some serious financial difficulties ahead of you. How do you think Edie's gonna like the hard times ahead, just so you can be Agent of the Month?
Shit. Fix it first.
Now, Ernie, in a normal situation, I just might do that, but we've already been through that, and you've shown that you can't be trusted. Now, give me that recording. It'll all be over. We both learned a lesson.
Fuck! No one hears about this, you understand me?
You have my word.
And I still get Barney and Palladino. 2 for you. No interference. Okay.
What?
Would you fix it?
No.
You said you'd fix it.
No.
You're not gonna fix it?
No.
You promised me. You gave me your word. You're not gonna fuck me, are you?
Ernie, I'm a collector. I've been fucking people for 20 years. Now, if you have nothing further positive to add to this conversation, I suggest that you get the fuck out of my face.
There is no way you're getting away with this.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna put a bug on your phone. I'm gonna put a bug in your house. You're not gonna make a move I don't know about.
Don't mess with the big boys, Ernie. Go on with your life and forget about me. You gotta give them a reason to do what you want them to do, I always say. You gotta hit them where they live. Hello, Mrs. Edie Caldwell, please. Hello, Mrs. Caldwell? Yes, I'm sorry, but this is Mr. Beacon from the Metro Detective Agency. And, this is so embarrassing, and I hate myself to be the one to have to tell you this, but we've received some information that your husband, Ernie, may somehow be involved with a Mrs. Estelle Johnson. Do you know her? Yes, well, she's what we call a professional mistress. Well, yes, that's right. Something of a whore.